Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to TTR Friday right here on the Toon Review. Tonight it is me, Paul. I am joined by Alex and, of course, Lady Sam. Billy will be joining us at some point. I think he's just getting set up ready to come on. So we will be expecting him at any moment. But lots to get through tonight. And, of course, we will be handing the reins over to you guys for the final part of the show. Hopefully some new faces on the fan forum as well. Get on with us, have a chat, see how you're feeling about everything Newcastle United. But if you do enjoy today's show, as usual, hit that thumbs up, guys. And if you're new to the channel and like what you see, hit the subscribe button. Free to do so, but make sure you hit that bell so you never miss an upload or a live show. And of course, you can support the channel in the usual two ways. First of all, by membership, hitting that join button just underneath us, and super chat, which is the $sign under the live chat. And of course, that will guarantee your comments to be read out live on the show. And speaking of the man himself, here he is.
Whee!
Now, Billy, there has been rumours that you've either fell asleep or you've been stuck in front of VA25 or other.
No, definitely not. I was stuck in front of VA25 for about 3 hours. But no,
it took me 4 hours to download it. I still haven't played it yet. So no, I will be tonight, though, before I have an early night ahead of tomorrow's game, of course. But welcome, everybody. Unfortunately, we do start the show in a bit of a somber mood as Newcastle United today announced that CEO Darren Eales will be stepping down due to blood cancer, chronic blood cancer, I think is the way Newcastle put it out on social media. It's not the best. It really isn't. And look, whatever we think of Darren Eales doing a job or anything like that, football descends into the background when it comes to these sort of things. And everybody here at the Toon Review wishes Darren the very, very best in his fight against cancer. And we hope he can make a full recovery. He is going to stay on, of course, until they find a successor. Lots of people have already been sort of asking who that successor may well be. Amanda's been mentioned many times. I don't think that's going to happen. But listen, the main crux of the matter is Darren's health is first and foremost of the highest priority, and obviously he's gonna fight it. He's staying with his family in Newcastle, which was, he said, a lovely thing about Newcastle, staying in the area. His kids are now Newcastle United fans and they love the area. So he will be staying up here, and we just hope that he wins this battle. Sam, not the kind of news we were hoping for. And like I say, whatever people think of Darren Eales doing a job, it becomes irrelevant, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And let's remember, Darren's been part of the takeover, part of this exciting journey, part of this, place in history that we have where we feel like we're becoming the team that we've always wanted to be, the club that we've always wanted to be. And he's woven into the fabric of that now for the rest of time, regardless of, anything that's gone awry over the past few weeks, past few months. He's still going to be part of that, and best of luck to him in the future.
Billy, I mean, we literally just finished our show this morning, and then the news of that came through. Or just awful, isn't it? It really is, because he gets such an amazing job as CEO of Newcastle United, a dream job, if you like, for anybody, really. And then the horrible C word kicks in, and again, another person affected by this dreadful illness.
Yeah, it's horrific news. It's just, it's an awful day for Newcastle United, actually. The chap's got absolute bottle because he's not even leaving his job straight away. But most people would. He's staying on. It's an important role he's got. And the fact he's staying on until we find a replacement speaks volumes for him, actually.
It does. It does.
I think we should. I think we all wish him the very best. And it's just an awful day for Newcastle United, and of course for the Eales family.
And I think, Alex, that just says a lot. Like Billy's just said, it says a lot about the man that he's going to stay on until we find a successor, just to oversee things and make sure that whatever plans that they've got in place will remain there, and then the reins get passed on to whoever's going to take over. It just says a lot about the man for me, and like Billy's just said, it really well said. He's got some bottle.
Yeah, it definitely puts the last year into perspective, because there was a lot of talk about stepping on Amanda's toes, and Amanda stepping on his or other board members' toes, or people in senior management, and egos and decision making. And I feel like all of everything we've discovered today probably kind of backs the fact that it's not ego led. The fact that he's happy to take a step back and put the club first in quite the worst thing you can have in your own personal life. Yeah, he's helping. He's going to stay on and help the club to find a successor while he's going through this, which basically confirms. It puts a lot of the rumours to bed, as far as I'm concerned, that there was any ego or any issues in that regard. Skepticism of every role within the club is fair, but you can clearly see that it's very different. And there were other reasons. We don't know how far back this has gone, or so it's quite a nice. I say nice. It's never nice, but the club have dealt with it quite classy. I think Darren's dealt with it classy in a public way. I mean, it must be hard the way you've got to imagine. They must have talked about this. It must have been very hard to try and set this up. But yeah, it is a shame. Big shame.
Now, Alex, are you definitely sure you've got the right microphone on tonight?
As far as I'm aware, yeah. No, I can
just double checking.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because those of you that didn't notice last night, Alex thought he was on mute when he was sneezing and stuff. And there's one particular clip that Susan's done from the show, which shows Alex, breaking wind through his mouth and then farting. Clearly,
that's not true.
Well, it's very true, because when you did it,
not true,
when you did it, Alex, your eyes suddenly went very wide, as if to say, "Ooh, that was interesting." But we'll so Billy, you're not the only one, mate. But Alex is just in denial.
Absolutely
just like
not true.
Denial about going grey and everything like that. So, yeah,
I absolutely dispute that.
It's a shocking state of affairs. Anyway, yes. So, back to serious stuff. We do wish Darren Eales all the best from everyone here at the Toon Review, and thoughts and prayers to you and your family with the battle ahead, and hopefully you'll make a full recovery. We are all with you and thinking of you. Now, another bit of news that broke today was Anthony Gordon's new contract. It looks like it's been agreed. I mean, this was broken, I think, by Romano earlier on today, but a lot of the media have now picked up on it. It was initially 2029. That looks as if it's not 2029. It's actually 2030. So another extra year on top of that. He will be one of the highest paid players at Newcastle United. Where do you stand on this, Sam? Because I think it's a fantastic. It's fantastic for Newcastle United, because it also proves that he's committed to the club, and it'll be a weight off his shoulders getting a new deal, and he can just settle now.
Yeah, can I just firstly point out that the wonderful segues that you always do, Paul? So we've quickly gone into Darren Eales being ill, to Alex breaking wind in secret, to Anthony Gordon's contract. So,
well, yeah, I mean, it's just that
I've missed this.
We are so unscripted on this show, and that's why people love us.
Absolutely. Anthony Gordon, I am thrilled about it. Absolutely thrilled about it. I think we've all picked up and got a bit of a sense that our Anthony Gordon isn't himself and hasn't been playing to his full potential. I think we can say the body language certainly last week spoke to that, and this could be an explanation for it. We know that the quality's there in him, and I'm really thrilled. It's a long contract that he's got, and he seems to be getting the money that he deserves. I don't want to hear none of the reports like I've seen on X and things like that of, well, he's rubbish, get him sold. We know what this lad can do for us. Take a hike. It's great that he's secured with us. I'm very, very happy about it.
Yeah, absolutely. We got where am I going here? Oh, no. Nearly ended the stream there. Peter Merrifield, thank you very much for your super chat. Good evening, TTR family. Today is my 71st birthday. Please wish me a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Peter. All the best. I hope you've had a cracking day. And Trolls has also gifted a Toon Review membership as well. So thank you very much, Trolls. I've seen some very strange comments in my time doing this show. And I have to say, there's a lot of strange comments that I've seen since the news broke about Darren Eales, and people throwing accusations at fans and calling people dickheads and shithouses and things like that for criticising Darren Eales earlier in the summer. Now, what I will say about that is nobody's a dickhead, nobody's an arsehole, nobody's a shithead for what they said just because they criticised Darren Eales about the transfer window, right? That's just the way it is. People get criticised, okay? That does not mean they wish any ill health on Darren Eales. And those that do should be burning in hell, right? For our point of view, yes, I criticised him, or, well, not criticised. We all sort of wondered what he was doing in the transfer window, what the role was of the CEO, what he was doing. That's perfectly fine as a fan to question that. But don't come at anybody calling them all sorts of names just because they criticised Darren Eales. Of course, any decent, moral human being will want Darren Eales to pull through this and fight this and get through it. And then maybe one day return back to Newcastle United. Who knows? But God Almighty, grow the fuck up, all of yous. Anyway, moving back on to Anthony Gordon, Billy, it broke while we were on the show, of course, this morning. It was great news. And
I'm getting whiplash from these segues. Jesus Christ, Paul.
Listen, I'll tell you what, you bearded little...
What's after Billy's comment?
I'll tell you what, you bearded little hobbit, right? You try and host the show, read 20,000 comments out, super chats and that, and see how you can do it. Segues me arse. I'll just lead this show how I want to. Thank you very much. Posh twat. So, yeah, Billy, Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, it's good news, isn't it? I mean, hopefully he can regain the form that he had before the season started. So, good news for us. The cynic in me says it's so we can get a nice price from if we need to sell somebody in at the end of the season. That's just a cynic in me saying that. But hopefully he can regain his form now.
Do you see anything changing, Alex? Do you think this might be a weight off his shoulders to sort of maybe go out there tomorrow and sort of prove a point, if you like?
I don't think it changes anything. I think we needed a contract extension from him because it was 2 years, and that was it. I think people are massively reading into it, and people saying he needs a big performance tomorrow. No, he doesn't. It's Man City.
Well, they all need a big performance tomorrow, Alex. Not just
we would like a big performance if we're to get any points. However, the games that he should have been better in were the more winnable games, such as the Fulham game. I'm not going to absolutely crucify somebody if they don't have a worldie against Man City. That's excusable. As long as he performs and we can see some improvement, he doesn't have to win us the match. It would be lovely, but I'm not going to put players down if they don't get us 3 points tomorrow because it's Man City. So, yes, some improvements would be nice in attitude and just a little bit more oomph. But I'm not saying he's got to turn up in a big way because of this new contract in the next couple of games. It doesn't quite work like that.
The doommonger has spoken, guys. It is Friday night. Alex is dressed in black, and rightly so. For those of you that were really happy about the contract situation, there is just a punch in the nuts for you guys. I have seen a lot of people saying, though, ridiculous statements like, oh, you know, maybe they're just getting him under contract, bigger contracts, so they can sell him for bigger money when Liverpool come back in for him, Sam. He wouldn't sign a kind of deal till 2030.
Can I just mention, Ben Jacobs has confirmed there's no release clause in that contract.
Yes, and thank you for interrupting me again.
Bloody hell, Paul. Wind your neck in.
No, who's put a pound in you?
I am on one, right? Seriously. Anyway, Sam.
Yes, Paul.
I can't remember what I was going to say now because of that.
Fantastic.
Man. No, about Anthony Gordon, people saying that, you know, the money's there, we're paying him a fortune, and then for Liverpool going to come in. But he wouldn't commit that long to Newcastle if he wasn't actually committed.
Well, who cares if we do sell him? If we're going to sell him for a shit ton of money, and if the timing's right, and if we want to let him go, then bring it. We've got him in a contract for it, so yay! Like, it's great if he's here and performing. If we need to sell him for the money, then also fantastic. I think it's a showcase of his commitment if he does re-sign, but it seems like it's an agreement in principle. It's just pen to paper time, which is amazing. I personally think he's a star. He's got so much to give. I don't want to base it on the recent performance. You know, his confidence will have been shot to shit because of the Euros. So let's just get him back where he needs to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
What now?
I'm just reading something. What a twat he is. Oh, my God. How dare you? Anyway, Alex, obviously, he's going to be one of the biggest earners at the club, which is, I guess I said earlier on that, you know, being one of the star players, you should be on, you know, for me, if he's a star player, he deserves sort of star wages. These guys, you know, deserve that, in my opinion. So, you know, how do you think that would come across in the dressing room? I mean, you know, with the other players, we know some people are on ridiculous money, but when they see sort of a contract extension for Anthony Gordon, I believe Bruno's on a same as what Shearer was on, really, where he's matched at the top earner or something like that.
I mean, potentially, but I mean, it's just based on how important do you think he is in the team?
Yeah.
What was last season? 23-24. Yeah, I'm just bringing up last. Was it that? No, 22-23. I can't find the scouting report now. Yeah, I'm just trying to look for his goal contributions for last year, but it was absurd. He essentially dragged us through most of last season by being incredible. It was his character, his pressing, his goal scoring, his assisting, defensive work as well. It was everything. He, you know, I think it was something around 20. I mean, somebody saying 21, something like that. And then the fact that he'd only got 2 years left on his contract. He's still only 23 years old. I mean, realistically, yeah, he's got every right to try and ask for that bump in line with the best players at the club, because as it stands, he is one of the best players at the club. Yeah. You know, nobody else is really putting up the numbers and the effort like he has been since he's arrived. You could argue that Isak, Bruno, I mean, who else? Maybe Fabian Schär for consistent availability and commitment over the last couple of years. But because he's not a superstar in name, he's not going to get that. And his age, yeah, he's got every right to ask for it. I mean, there are reports that he's come down from his original asking salary.
Yeah, there was reports yesterday saying that's why the talks had stalled or something like that, because of his wage demands were a little bit high. But yeah, they've obviously come to some kind of meeting in the middle, I guess.
But surely this is what we've told players. When we've recruited them, we've said, look, if you progress and take us to that next level, you will be compensated fairly. And we've got to compensate them fairly. You know, we don't want to earn a reputation of not doing that. Because it gets difficult for recruitment. I mean, what's the closest example of that? Maybe Spurs a few years ago. They did have quite a strict and rigid and inflexible payments.
Yeah, I think it was because there was all sorts of rumours of Son and Kane leaving at the time because they couldn't get the wages that maybe their performances. Had, you know,
I don't know how they got around that. Maybe it was just because they were getting too close to titles and they got to a Champions League final. Maybe that helped. But at some point, yeah, we've got to not necessarily break the highest earners, but people who merit it, you've got to bump the wage up. It's just how it works. Otherwise, we'll lose them to clubs that can afford it. So
Billy Matt Smith says it's a statement of intent. You got one of England's biggest young players tied to a long contract.
Yeah, I think it is too. I agree with that. However, as I said before, the cynic in me says that with a longer contract, you get more money for him if we need to sell him. I mean, potentially, if the PSR rules aren't kind of adhered to again, come the end of the season, will he be one of the ones that we sell? Depends if someone will pay the money for him, I guess.
Put him back on the left. Barnes has played right wing before. Negativity seems to be the rule of roost this season. Even if we get a hiding tomorrow, I'm remaining positive for the season ahead.
Who Good for you.
have to, yeah. I think we're all positive. I mean, look, that press conference today was one of the more upbeat ones that we've had in a very, very long time. So, for me, it was nice to see Eddie relaxed and smiling, and nice to hear the media asking questions that maybe we all wanted to know. They asked about the team, they asked about Tonali, they asked about various questions. So I thought it was an excellent press conference and very relaxed this morning. Up the A1, thank you for your super chat. Mrs. Up the A1 here. Just hope we have a good game tomorrow, as it's 31 years for my kidney transplant today and would make it an even better weekend. Wow, 31 years. Brilliant. And you're doing very well for it. So well done. Dan Robinson, who's been a member for 10 months. Thanks for the support, Dan. Good evening, all. Hope you're all well. A bit of good news with Gordon signing and a bit of bad news with Eales stepping down. Another roller coaster day. Well, to be honest, Sam, it wouldn't be Newcastle United if it wasn't a roller coaster, would it?
Well, this is it. You think we'd be more acclimatized to it now, though, right? I still struggle. I still struggle with it. But yes, it's part and parcel of being a Newcastle fan. And I noticed in the chat comments as well, the new release of the tops today with the Cass Dead, like promos and stuff. Just
the only complaint I've got about those, Sam, to be honest, is the price.
You complaining? No.
Well, no.
I'd go as far as the sizes as well.
Yeah, it's the sizes that only go up to 3XL. Although, to be fair, Tom did put, Tom Lynch, one of our mods, has got one of the tops and said that the fitting is very, I think he said good or something along them lines. The generous fitting. So, I don't know. I'd have to try one on in the club shop, I guess. But £80. I mean, look, I know prices are inflated now and things like that. It's just, we're bringing so many new stuff out merch-wise at the club. It's. I mean, there's been plenty of comments in our WhatsApp chat today about, trust me, the size is very generous. Yeah. There's been a lot of comments in our WhatsApp group about the amount of money that is disappearing from bank accounts and stuff like that. I actually ordered the away kit today. So I couldn't.
Did you ever get the one from last year?
Funny enough, Alex, no.
Did they refund it in the end? Or?
No, I must have sent about 20 odd emails to Castor and nothing, absolutely nothing, which is quite bizarre. But I ordered the away kit, and I ordered it for quick delivery. Which I think was an extra couple of quid or something like that. And within half an hour, I got a dispatch note. So, it's so much better. It's just so much better.
You're going to be wearing the shorts and socks.
Absolutely, Sam. Full kit wanker. Absolutely.
Love that.
Behind the goal in the Eales end. They are representing full kit wankers all over the world. I can guarantee you that is a joke. I will not be sitting in shorts and socks in St. James's Park tomorrow. Trolls has gifted another Toon Review membership. Thank you, Trolls. Very kind. Thank you very much for that. No, but it's just so nice when you get a fluent deal like that. You buy something and then within half an hour to an hour, you've got a dispatch note saying it's on its way. I think it's absolutely fantastic. But
it's how it should be. And we've just had shit Castor for so long now. We're just like, oh, this
not
is
used
so
to it. You know,
it should be that seamless. Actually,
you're getting that email through saying it's been dispatched. Like, what?
Yeah.
Surely not.
No.
How can they work that quick? But it's amazing. But I do think that the prices, especially in this day and age, bringing so much kit out. And Trolls has gifted another membership, by the way. Thank you, Trolls. Michael McIntyre, thank you for your super chat. Hi, Lady Sam, looking good. Toon. It's a lot of merch and it's a lot of money at the same time. And I suppose you've got to have your. I don't know, Alex. You've got to be you've got to pick your choice, I guess, when it comes to sort of what merchandise you want these days. Because, back in the day, it used to be a home shirt and away shirt, a scarf, a hat and gloves. That was it.
Well, I used to just get the shirt, but...
Yeah,
no, I know what you mean. I understand people's concerns about, the kids want all the new kit when it comes out. But with the extended merch... I mean, it's fine. The club want to make more money. They want to do some more branding.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm not bothered by that. It's obviously just the main kits and Well, yeah, the main kits. Obviously, the price we could do with them being a tad more affordable. But you can't pick and choose. We want to be one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Well, it's revenue at the end of the day, I guess, as Trulls just gifts another Toon Review membership. Trulls, why don't you just do them in bulk instead of single ones? It cuts out the job for me. Thank you very much, mate.
Paul, you lazy bastard. Just read each one out.
I know. It's Friday. I'm tired. Just Matt, thank you for being a member for 5 months. Thank you for your support. He says it's great to continue to support a great channel. Thank you, mate. Don't forget on that subject, please do keep voting for us in the Football Content Awards 2024. The link is pinned at the top of the description, of course. Keep voting for us. We really do appreciate it. We need you guys more than ever to keep voting, and hopefully we'll come away with something. Don't forget, if you don't want to go down that route, you can go onto X or Twitter, if you still call it that, and basically at FCAs, and then just say I am voting for at the Toon Review, and that will also count as a vote as well. So we thank you in advance for all that. Dan Robinson has gifted a Toon Review membership as well. Thank you, Dan. Peter Garthwaite has super chatted saying, do you think they will bring Amanda in as CEO?
No.
Let's squash this instantly, guys. There's no way she's coming back as CEO, is there?
I mean, me and Billy were in tears when the announcement was made. It was super emotional, and I think that rippled across the fan base. But I think the ships have sailed and the bridges have been burnt, and not in a negative way. That, by the way, I just don't think there's any way back, given her situation with her own businesses, is probably the best way to say that. I think she'll always hold that candle for the club, and vice versa, us for her. But can I see her coming back? No. Do I miss her? Absolutely.
Oh, I mean, anyone that doesn't miss Amanda's smile around the ground on match days and just in general, and Mia Dad as well. Let's not forget Mia Dad. The both of them. Would I love Amanda to be given the CEO job? 100%, or even Mia Dad, one of the two, or give them both a combined role. But listen, I know it's a pipe dream, isn't it, Alex? That's just not going to happen.
Well, as Sam said, with the business situation that she's in, I'm not sure what's been confirmed or unconfirmed, or what is speculation or not. But it would appear that no, it's not possible. And I mean, she put it quite eloquently. Although bridges have not been burnt in a negative way, I think they've been taken down. There is no longer a crossing available. I think that's done. I don't think that's going to happen again.
Yeah. Lawrence says exactly the same thing. Can't see Amanda coming back. Shame to hear PCP went bankrupt, but that confirms the ship has sailed and people need to move on. Sad, Billy, but you'll always hold that special place in our hearts. But it is sort of time to move on. Yeah,
I mean, the romantic in me says maybe she could come back, but yeah, realism says not. The financial situation she's in with the bankruptcy potentially will stop that anyway. I don't think you're allowed to be a CEO if you're bankrupt. Although if it's a paid job, I guess maybe she could. But nah, it's time to move on now. And she'll always be remembered as a legend in the club. Definitely, no doubt about that.
Now, after we've said all that, ladies and gentlemen, expect a news breaking show on Monday that Amanda Staveley has been appointed CEO of Newcastle United. Well, yeah, but you can just see it, can't you? That always happens on this bloody channel. It happened with Ollie Watkins in the summer when he came on and we kicked off about that. He went and scored 5 seconds later. We got absolutely slated on social media for that. So many times. Billy's Matt Ritchie's coming on. What the hell's he going to do? He scores 30 seconds later. We have form for this kind of thing. So I think if the Toon Review is writing anything off, guys, put a bet on it to happen, because you might win some cash. Bet sensibly, guys. Tangy says, on Amanda Staveley, maybe she could have senior roles surrounding the women's team and development and still be that face attending the men's matches.
Behave. I love that. But no, it's not going to happen. But thank you for letting me dream.
I wasn't expecting that loud behave. Who used to say that?
Austin Powers.
Behave. Yes, that's true.
That was creepy, Paul, but thank you.
Well, it was Victor Meldrew, wasn't it?
I thought he was doing his impression of you because of your name, Charles.
That is beautiful, Sam. Oh.
Oh, she's back.
Hey, Alex, you're
she's
getting
back.
it tonight, sunshine. Normally it's me on the TTR Friday,
I
but
know.
you know, I am perfect.
I've been at work for 12 hours today across the country. I'm getting it.
Yes. Trulls has gifted another 5 Toon Review memberships, guys.
I did the bulk. Nice one, Trolls.
Trulls, thank you so much for that. That is incredible. I used to love Victor Meldrew when he used to pick the phone up and just go 4291. and then, you know, just like his phone. I mean, nobody does that these days. I mean, probably Alex does when he gets the butler to answer his phone. They will probably have to answer like that, I would imagine, Alex, down your
we had to let the butler go. Not enough money.
Ah, okay. What was he called?
Charles.
Couldn't tell you. On a different note, Jay Turner-Cook has scored for the youth team, and we are 1-0 up against Blackburn Rovers.
Yeah, somebody put Parkinson in the chat, but it was Turner-Cook, I believe.
2-0.
Oh, was it 2-0?
Is it 2? Let me refresh my page.
Well, that's good news. Very, very good news. Andy wants to know where he can get his hands on TTR merch. The answer to that is nowhere.
Jay Turner-Cook's got 2. That's why it is 2-0, both from the same lad.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, we don't. We took it down. We were having problems with suppliers. There was just me and Susan doing it, and to be honest, you know, we couldn't rely on suppliers getting the products to us very quickly, and then we were just getting off, like people just speaking to us like pieces of shit on a shoe because they hadn't received something in 3 days. So, you know, we thought, what the hell's the point of doing this anymore? Maybe further down the line, we'll start it up again. We would like to obviously give everybody an opportunity to have some sort of Toon Review merch to our subscribers and viewers and members and things like that. But at the minute, we've stopped it and the website's gone. So,
Paul Grant's got his getting set up. So
yes, if you want merchandise.
Summer shorts in the middle of October. Fantastic buy for the people out there.
It's a fantastic, you know, if you want a nice shirt with a nice, well, I don't know what you'd call the logo, but it, you know, I guess you'd have to have a few. I guess you'd have to smoke a bit of hashish, and then it would probably make more sense. But there you go.
We do not condone drug use on the Toon Review.
No, not at all. And a separate side note,
sorry.
I'm thinking a TTR calendar. We can raise money for charity. How amazing would that be?
Sam, this has been mentioned many, many times before doing a TTR calendar. I have a feeling that a lot of our viewers will not be interested in 3 of us, put it that way.
Yeah.
And I think we all come to that conclusion that most people would want to see me, and you 3 would be gassed out. But, you know, I understand that. I understand that.
I can cover 4 months of one photo. Especially if it's a waist down.
Oh, my God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Anyhow, back to Paul Grant's merch. I mean, it's summer shorts in October. Looking forward to next June when the ski wear comes out.
Brutal.
Well, listen. Listen. Good luck to him. Good luck to him. He's. I mean, before long, he'll have a farm. He'll have these wind turbines everywhere, and 32-inch. I mean, no, I didn't say that, Billy. 32K TV. I don't know why I'm thinking of 32 inches, but hey,
because Billy's just mentioned his calendar special.
Well, yes.
He's got to getting 32 inches. He has a 32K TV. To be fair.
That's true.
It's TTR Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
Yes. We've gone on a tangent here. The Roughyard Bernician says a calendar of all the dogs owned by the TTR crew.
Fucking hell.
Not a bad shout.
That's a good idea, but unfortunately, a picture of a box with ashes in it ain't going to be great, is it?
Oh, that went dark. Jeez, Billy.
That's what my dog's on the shelf there in a wooden box.
Deepest condolences, but
indeed. Well, to be fair, so is my golden retriever. I just better remind Alex of that before he makes another joke about my dead dog.
Maybe we have a dead dog calendar just for Halloween.
Oh my God, where the fuck are we going with? Actually, Halloween is coming up. Yeah, we can just get the box of ashes on the screen and have some prayers and chant round a fire and shit. Who knows? I mean, what would the viewers like to see? I mean, I don't know.
Comments in the chat.
Yeah.
And I got told off for saying we segueing too much today. I think it was justified. Let's be fair.
Lol.
Well, yes. Absolutely. I do apologize, Alex, because, but the fact is, many people watch this because we're not scripted. We don't stand and look
We
at the
are
script
absolutely not, mate. If we could script this, we deserve 4 Oscars, honestly.
Absolutely. Or a BAFTA, if they're watching. Yeah, I'm sure Jeremy Clarkson said Top Gear got a BAFTA once for the best non-scripted show. Now, he went on every week about how they script the show. So we are definitely not scripted. And, there you go. Football Content Awards. If you're watching, unscripted shit, this. But anyway, right. We're 37 minutes into the show. Bloody no, where's that gone? Anyway, it's time for this, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God! What is that?
Sweeter than molasses. Shit got gliss on my wrist like a maverick.
It is, of course, Sam's wine. Now, obviously, Sam, you haven't been with us for a while since, obviously, you were doing Tuesday's show. But what has angered your wine glass tonight?
What have I built up in the tank? Well, first off, let's just acknowledge that. So I just want to say thank you so much to my lovely co-hosts here for being so patient with me, and to all you viewers as well. I haven't been on as many shows lately because I've got some stuff going on in my personal life. So I just want to thank everybody for tuning into the Lasses show and being really patient with us as well. I am definitely getting there. And I tell you what, I've really enjoyed tonight. It's been really good for us. So thank you for that, all of you lovely lot. But I do have a wine.
Uh-oh.
Physically and mentally. My wine is about the comment that was made for Becky Langley's interview after the game that we did at Kingston Park, first game of the season. And it was in regards to, Paul Mitchell and Darren Eales actually coming out and being in support and and being there at the ground. And something was asked about, I don't know who asked it, but does
Might have been
how
Matty
often
from the Magpie channel.
It was Matty from the Magpie channel.
And I love Matty from the Magpie channel.
Everybody
However,
loves Matty.
It's the fallout from the journalists after that. I don't particularly think it was a loaded question, but actually the fallout from the journalist after that, trying to grab onto something like, it's every day or every other day because that's what Becky said. Let's just think about this in context. Like, if it is that and it's different for Eddie, they're in totally different parts of the journey. And we need to stop doing this comparison between the men's football and women's football. It's absolutely doing me tits in. Like, I just don't get it at all. We've just progressed. And that was probably a well-timed comment about tits because I'm talking about the women's team here. However, we've just progressed into a
And I got wrong last week
tier.
for my comment about men's and women's football. How the hell do you get away with that?
Oh, because I have them. Like, pipe down. Anyway. I mean, Billy might have a nice pair, so Billy can dribble. Anyway, I really think that they are going to be in contact so much more if it is the case that there's a discrepancy between the men and women's team, because we've just been promoted into a brand new tier, significantly different in the physicality level. The fact that a lot of the teams now, the majority of them in this league are actually getting paid full time, whereas before that was a bit of like the ace for us, where that's not the case anymore. I just think it's such a shame to start making those comparisons. We've just inducted so many new women into the team as well, so many new signings. The pop-up store, it was the first bloody game of the season, and Matty's asked a question, which is fair because we've made so many signings, but these journos jumping on the back of it, I'm like, what are you doing trying to stir the pot? And it's just like, I was so thrilled to have a better press conference today because I was really at the end of my tether with them. The stupid blooming questions that they continue to ask that don't actually bring us any further forward. Eddie was down in the dumps, but the whole energy and vibe was so much better. but I'm going to stop my little rant now. I'm done. That was what it is.
I mean, fantastic. As your wine normally is, Sam, some very good points raised there. I want to know what planet ball Geordie is on. Good evening, team review. Billy is a topless fireman. Paul is a schoolgirl. Alex is a leather cowboy. And Sam has herself with her pugs.
These are like spaniel's ears. Oh, sorry.
It's a bloody voice from beyond there. I'm pleased he said pugs and not jugs, to be honest. But Alex is a leather cowboy and Billy a topless fireman. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm not getting my hose out if that's what you're asking.
Well, I mean, he's obviously keen for that.
Wait for the calendar, 2025.
We put many cars out with this.
Good God. I don't know where we're going. Matt says, no offense to the women, but the women team needs him more than the men's team at the moment.
Really?
I would completely disagree with that.
Yeah, I would disagree with that.
Yeah, they've started really well. Football Madness says, smash the likes, people. Come on. Thank you very much. Wacky says, Becky is doing an amazing job doing the Toon proud. She is. Absolutely. The Clone Lad says, Billy on page 3 of the Toon Review Jamaican Gazette. How's it going with the Jamaican Gazette, Alex? Are you still in contact with anybody there?
No news at the moment.
Oh,
it's gone quiet. Waiting for Steve McLaren to give us some information.
I wonder how he's talking now. Very thought.
I wonder how many biak and sandwiches he asks for.
We am that watty melon blood clot.
Somewhere along them lines. Oh dear. Oh, bloody Nora. Jesus. Steve says, now that is a hell of a calendar. Jeez. Oh God. I mean, people's thoughts are going, Billy only gets his hose out on his OnlyFans channel.
That's quite right. You have to play the big
well, Billy, Yvonne says you can carry me up a ladder any day, or is it down from the fire?
The way you want to be carried, my love, you can be carried.
I get it, Yvonne. Love it.
I mean, how has this turned into calendar suggestions? I mean, it's your fault, Sam. Jesus. Wow. I mean, Alex just spends most of TTR Friday with his head in his hands.
I do.
I mean,
it says something about the journalists who complain about us when we've got 1,100 people watching us talk about Billy's calendar, and we've not mentioned football in about 5 minutes. But
well,
yeah.
Listen, TTR Friday is to get into the weekend with a laugh, and that's hell. If we can make people laugh, that's more important to me than anything, to be honest. As long as Billy sort of doesn't have my inbox full from YouTube in the morning, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. It's now time for this. It is, of course, shamed by the one and only Stato. Who are we shaming this week, my friend?
So I'm not going to use the word shame. I'm going to respectfully criticize.
Oh,
wow.
Alex.
Because it is a couple of it's again, I try to be respectful, but I am getting a little bit bored of Craig Hope and Luke Edwards on occasion with some of the responses. I appreciate that they get a lot of abuse and silly replies and comments. I get that. It must be awkward and irritating to sift through. However, there's been a lot of Billy's trying to underplay.
You conducting an orchestra or something here?
No, I'm just, there's a wicket in the cricket.
Hang on while I fall asleep again. Sorry, Alex. If I knew it was cricket, I wouldn't have interrupted you. Go on, my friend.
So there's just been quite a few stories recently that I feel like have had quite overreaching headlines, quite speculative headlines, and there's been a lot of conjecture and stories based on their own sources and different things, different interpretations, and there's quite a lot of criticism from them back towards people if if their narrative gets challenged. And I think we're allowed to disagree with them. And I've seen a lot of people get blocked and banned by Craig Hope, Luke Edwards, and other journalists for disagreeing or rebuttaling or asking for some proof. And I feel like sometimes I get it. Sometimes they just must be bored of it. However, you know, they're the face of the media for the club at the moment, and there's a responsibility as journalists on their shoulders. You know, we do this. You know, I go to work every day, and we come here and speak to you in the evenings. This is their career. Presumably, they've studied journalism. They've gone into this. They've built up a career, and there's certain, you know, there's an integrity and a moral code. And I know that's a loose phrase in the media, but still, I just feel like you can't be so ego driven. This is why I like Keith Downey a lot, because he doesn't operate like this. He's quite happy to try and explain himself, and if somebody disagrees with him, he's just like, okay, that's fine, whatever. Keith is very easy to chat to about these things, and he's a little bit more transparent, I feel. Whereas there are certain ones that I just feel have gone a little bit overboard recently. And you can't just throw your toys out the pram if people don't agree with your headlines and narratives. We're allowed to disagree with it. It is freedom of speech, the free press, the same as you try and fight for that. And I just think, you know, we're allowed to have our own opinions. Yeah. So, and I do think, and this a lot of this is stemmed from the Civil War stuff. You know, you can't get a bee in a bonnet if people disagree with you about that. I think a lot of it was your interpretation, and I am speaking about Craig Hope specifically here. A lot of it was his interpretation of certain things, and based on a behind closed doors interview that we weren't privy to. And we just got different versions of that interview from every journalist, and it was very difficult. So it is what it is. He reports fantastic stuff, and he's a top journalist. But I think sometimes people have got to be open to criticism and not just shoot people down all the time. You know, everybody's wrong. We're wrong. They're wrong. Yeah.
Well said. That was what are we calling it?
I'm just respectfully disagreeing with it, because we don't want to argue with journalists. But
no, of course not. No. The link is pinned now to join us on the show, guys. A bit later than normal, but the link is there. So please, if you just, you know, if you want to chat, don't be scared. Don't be frightened. Just click the button. You don't have to have a camera. You can just use your microphone on your laptop or your phone or whatever that may be. Get yourself on. Where are the newbies? Come on, we want to see some newbies. I can see Peter in the background, but he's like a piece of furniture on this channel these days. So, you know, he must have like you remember them sniper tools for eBay that you used to be able to bid with like 1 second to go in the auction. I'm pretty sure that's what Peter does with this show. As soon as the link goes up, his computer knows to whoosh, and then he's on. So come on, get yourselves on, guys. Let's have a conversation with some brand new fans from around globe, and let us know how you're feeling about Newcastle United. But while we're waiting for people, it is time for this. And I think, given what we've discussed tonight, Billy's beef has an all-new meaning. It is that time.
Here's Billy.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Billy's beef. We do have a newbie in the green room waiting to come on. Well, Chris is there. We've got David. We've got a couple more. We'll bring you on. But go ahead, Billy. What is the beef of this Friday night?
Well, I think I'm treading on familiar ground here, but it's the return of Manchester United, as was so spoken by them and the press, until they played 20 the other night and got a draw at home. And this was all on the back of a 7-0 beating of Barnsley and a lucky win against Southampton away from home. You finished, lads. Stop with a "we're great" kind of speech. Them days are gone now. Just get it into your heads, and the world will be a much better place. Won't have to listen to your shite anymore.
Thank you for that, Billy.
He's not wrong. The amount of Rashford articles I read
exactly
of that.
Yeah.
They just pumped content out because Man United won a couple of games on the bounce. It was ridiculous.
But it was against specifically Barnsley in the Carabao Cup and the bottom of the table team, Southampton in the league.
Yeah.
And they were lucky in that game.
Yeah. Well,
a draw against a 0-0 draw against Palace as well.
Ooh. Yeah. Hang on. Joe Bentley says, I would honestly love to come on and chat, but I'm really shy, guys. Sorry. Well, listen, Billy's very shy, but he comes in front of the camera every night. You know,
yeah, I'll put disguise on. I've got all this padding on so people don't recognise me out in the street.
Well, yes, in case you didn't know, Billy is the original milk tray man. The Crimson Lips says, no wonder even rival fans like this channel. It's a crease, man. Thank you very much. Right, let's bring a couple of guests on. We'll bring some newbies on, first of all. We've got Barney.
Hi.
Barney.
Hello.
How's it going, Barney?
Sorry, this is the first time I've ever been on here. Yeah.
Don't be nervous. Welcome to the madhouse of TTR Friday.
Yeah. So I'm a pretty new fan of Newcastle.
Yeah.
I've recently just moved up north, up to the northeast. I'm currently living in Fenham at the moment, but I've only been a Newcastle fan for about a year now. But I've been a football fan, like a fan of like the England football team and like the World Cup and the Euros for quite a while now. So yeah, I mean, I absolutely love Newcastle. Been coming here ever since I was a child during summer holidays and stuff. You know, and both my grandparents, both my dad and my mum's side, they both grew up here. My dad's like full blown Geordie. My mum, fortunately, she's from the west, northwest, so she's not northeast. But no, I mean, I've kind of wanted to come on because. Well, first of all, I'm also very shy. I'm not big. I'm not a big talker. But like,
Nor is Paul.
I'm not
at the moment, I'm trying my very hardest to.
You're doing brilliant.
You're doing brilliantly well. You're doing really well.
Try and keep an interesting topic going.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do, Barney. If you just hang on there. I know we're going to get this guy on because he's part of the furniture, and I know he's got a show to do shortly. Proudlock.
All right.
You know, just settle Barney down, will you? Because you're like a piece of furniture in this place on a Friday night. So, what would your advice be to Barney, who is obviously new to coming on camera?
Nothing to be afraid of. Full part of a family here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there you go. Peter, I know you've got a show to do, so I just wanted to grab you just to get your prediction and what you think's going to happen tomorrow.
I have to say, I'm quite worried for tomorrow. I really am. We're not playing well. Man City are flying high, scoring goals for fun. We need to be on our game tomorrow. We really do. Yeah. Otherwise, we are going to get completely taken to the cleaners if we're not on it at all. And look, the way we have been playing the season, well, Fulham, look how disastrous that was last week. No one probably expected it, but it was just a time was going to run out with the way we've been playing.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, I know you've got your football show on after us, Peter. So what's the score going to be?
Sorry, I hate to say this, 3-0 City.
Damn you, Peter. Good night. See you tomorrow. So anyway, there you go. That was Proudlock. We've got Chris in the house as well, who I believe is a newbie. Good evening, Chris.
Hello, mate. How are you doing?
How are we doing?
Brilliant show.
Thank you very much. By the way, Ian Bell, I used to work with you. I know you're not camera shy. Where the hell are you on these fan forums? Get your ass on this show. Anyway, right, I'll ask Barney first. Barney, how do you think the game's going to go tomorrow? Is there anything you're particularly worried about apart from the whole Manchester City's team?
I mean, to be honest, I was going to say this before, but I've actually this season I've lost a little bit of confidence in Eddie.
Yeah.
I really, really, really want Tonali to start because I think he's desperately, desperately underused and underutilized, and I'd love to see, you know, maybe Willock playing really well, but I'm not quite sure if he works. I'm still getting
where would you play Willock?
Midfield, I guess. I personally, I might, you know, replace him with Joe Linton maybe because he's not been particularly on form this season.
You're not wrong there.
Yeah.
Chris, where the midfield situation? Eddie said this morning in his press conference that maybe you know, midfield isn't particularly a problem. I disagreed with him a little bit, so did Billy, but he obviously sees it a very different way. I mean, is there anything you would tinker on in the midfield?
I think we're going to have to be careful with Joe Linton because he's on 4 cards.
Yeah.
And another one, he's out for 2 games. Start Joe, but give him a talking to beforehand and just tell him to get in and take them out.
Yeah. So you would start Joe tomorrow, would you?
Yeah, and Tonali. Definitely Tonali.
Yeah, Tonali's got to start.
Yeah.
Barney,
I would give the new striker a go.
You'd play Sula if he said, doesn't look like he's going to make the game, does it?
Yeah.
So, Barney, what's your score prediction for tomorrow?
I'll go with a 2-2.
Right.
But I also just wanted to mention, I don't think the new striker's ready, especially for a top tier team like Man City. I think if he was around during like some of the recently promoted sides like Southampton, maybe even Everton or Wolves, that would have been great. But against Man City, I mean, I know we're at home, but like that's almost like Champions League quality game, you know, we've got. So I don't think Asula's quite ready for that. But I'd say 2-2, and I think Gordon and Tonali. I think Gordon might finally get hit at the back of the net.
Well, I'd love to see Gordon score, and I'd love to see Tonali score. I think it'd be fantastic.
I
Barney, thank you very much. Sorry, Billy.
Gordon will be playing in the 9th position tomorrow, I think. Going on what Eddie said at the conference today.
At the conference, yeah. Barney, thank you very much for coming on. You did absolutely brilliant, matey. So make sure you get yourself back on again.
Right, thank you very much.
All right, you take care.
Guys.
Speak to you soon.
Barney.
Bye.
Thanks, Barney.
Paul, we need to claim a free pint. We've got a free pint. ADB says, Longstaff hat trick, bet you a pint. Well, that's a free pint for everyone.
Well, yeah, it's not going to happen. Definitely not. Chris, what's your prediction for tomorrow? Sorry to rush everybody, but we've got quite a few waiting to get on. I want to get everybody on for the predictions. So, what do you reckon?
I think we'll be running at 2-2, and Man City will put a 3rd in. But I'd love it to be the other way around. Us to put the 3rd in.
Yes, I like it.
There's so much at the minute where Gordon's not playing 100% at all. He's never been right since he came back from the Euros. Southgate absolutely trashed him.
Yeah.
And hopefully, Barnes, can he not play right? And put Gordon back on the left?
Well, he was talking about that in his press conference. And I think it's a kind of, I don't know, it's 50-50 between them. I guess he could try Barnes there, but is he going to try anything new in a game against Manchester City? I'm not so sure he is. But I guess we'll see at 11:15 when the teams come out.
Let's hope they sort something out with the ballot as well. This ballot is ridiculous.
It's
I've been in for every one. I'm going on Tuesday. That's the first tickets I've had. But I'm there with me two of my sons, and we are sat 2 seats away from one of them, and the other one's 5 rows back. You can't get seats together, and that was at 10:05. I got in, and the seats had all gone.
Yeah, it sounds like there's going to be a very big crowd there on Tuesday, and I think that's more so
sold out.
What's happened to Wimbledon?
We sold out by 10:30 or something.
Yeah, mental, absolutely.
Yeah,
Chris, thank you very much for coming on, matey. Really appreciate it. Get yourself back on again.
Keep up the good work, and I have voted.
Thank you, mate. Take care. Good night.
Yeah.
So that was Chris. Let's see who's next. We've got David, and we've got. Hang on a minute. What the hell? Belly, are you in the bath? Are you having a laugh?
Get him on.
What the hell?
Christ!
I'm listening, man.
How did we have it? Tanker Sports.
Extremely. Have you still got your little smart car?
No, I said I had that for years, man.
I'm more worried about you where you are right now, to be honest. Never mind bloody all that time ago.
And you invited this on. You
I
invited
didn't do it
this.
on purpose. I didn't know you sat in the bath.
He's a belter. Paul, see that blood there, is he there? Yeah, get your finger up there. He's up there.
I've got absolutely no sudden idea what you're saying right now.
We had a mental laugh, didn't we?
We did. You don't have to shout, you know. We're right here. We've got headphones on.
No, mate, man, we had a belter.
We certainly did. Anyway, that was Ian Bell. Thanks for coming on, Belly. We love you. Couldn't understand a word he said into that microphone. Absolutely mental. Anyway, David's on. We got Dan as well. David, good evening.
Good evening, lads. Good evening.
Hi, David.
Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from America, but I'm originally from Ecuador.
Wow.
I'll tell you what we'll get about.
Yeah.
Dan, you look like you've just come off the set of Star Wars. How are you doing?
Cold.
Yeah, obviously. David, what's your thoughts of this going into this game?
I mean, this is the game where we really have to turn up. I feel like Newcastle United always surprises us in big games. Even let's say the PSG game, we didn't really have like all of our stars.
Yeah.
And we trusted Louis Miley, and he did an amazing pass. I remember I was blown away, and I feel like this is kind of the right pressure that we need to really like step it up. I feel like sometimes we need that kind of knock in the head, which was that last game. And this is an opportunity, especially at home, and the atmosphere is great. So I know the lads are going to try so hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be tight. I'm a Newcastle United fan, so I'm going to say that we win 3-2. But
I love your confidence.
I mean, I know what you're thinking, but I mean, come on. We always turn up in the big games, and this is like a huge game, And they don't have Rodri. They don't have Rodri. You know how the record goes.
Well, De Bruyne is out as well. So
if there's any chance we got, that's the one.
Yeah, agreed. What's your prediction then, David? What are you going for?
It's cool. I don't know if 2-1 or 3-2. I would like to say 3-2. I like a lot of goals.
We'll go with 3-2 then.
Yeah.
David,
Gordon.
good one. David, we'll get you back on next week, matey. We're just sort of getting predictions tonight because we've ran over a little bit. But get yourself back on, David. Nice to see you.
Cheers, David.
So that was David. Oh shit, he's still there. Nobody starts singing "Stand Up If You Love the Tune," for Christ's sake. We've got Ruben with us. Ruben, good evening.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Not too bad. Where are you calling in from, Ruben?
From Mexico right now.
Mexico!
Mexico.
Arriba!
Yeah, arriba, man.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Enjoying the show like always.
Good. Big Newcastle fan?
For a while now, yeah.
Good. What do you think about tomorrow?
Years.
How do you think it's going to go?
My prediction, since we're playing at home, right? I forgot to check. If we're playing at home, I will say 2-1.
2-1. And who do you think is going to score?
Barnes. I think he's on form.
Yeah.
And I think Gordon, with the whole contract situation gone, I think his hair is going to be clear now. And he'll score one. And he's going to just start getting better. I think that's what was having him like just blocked in the head. I think that was a whole situation that is now settled. And he's going to start settling down now.
Hopefully. Dan, do you think Tonali starts tomorrow?
I really want him to, but you know what Eddie Howe's been like this season. I'm genuinely really
don't you
concerned.
turn into Stato and Billy tonight, right? I can't take any more of this.
I want him to. I've been saying it the whole season. I don't know why one of our best players has been warming the bench. I really don't.
Yeah.
He looked fine. He looked so good for Italy. I don't know why we don't think we can't stick him on a pitch and have him do the same thing for us.
Well, Eddie said he came back from Italy. What was it, Billy? Fatigued?
Mentally and physically, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 weeks ago that was, wasn't it? Or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But he's had a good week training apparently this week. What's your Ruben? What was your score prediction again?
2-1.
Right. Thank you for coming on, Ruben.
Yep.
Vamos.
There
you go. That was Ruben. Hey, impressed there. Dan, what's your prediction, buddy?
4-3.
Oh, bloody hell. For the Toon.
To us.
Fantastic.
If there's ever a time for us to start kicking things off, tomorrow's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Right, thanks for coming on, Dan. Get yourself on next week. We'll get some more comments from you. We'll have you on a bit longer, but say hello to Han Solo for me. He's gone. He went very quickly there. Who have we got next? Oops, definitely not him. Wow.
I'm going to take my glasses off just in case he comes on again.
Is that a spider in his bath?
I don't know.
Got a spider there, Ian.
Belly, there's a spider behind you. Belly!
There's a spider behind you, Belly.
He's got no idea what planet he's on tonight, Belly hasn't. Anyway, Adam Sleepless, good evening.
Hello.
Are you in
Adam.
Seattle by any chance? See what I did there.
Sorry.
What I did. How are you doing, Adam?
Ignore him.
Doing all right.
Where are you calling from?
Sweden, actually.
Sweden? Bloody hell.
Yeah.
A big Isak fan?
Yeah, kind of. He was...
You don't sound very certain about that, Adam.
Well, I wasn't really a football fan for a while, so I'm kind of new to the whole football thing, to be honest.
So
I kind of fell in love with it at the World Cup, and then
Newcastle fan, no?
Yeah.
So why us?
Yeah, why us? What got
Good
you supporting
question,
Newcastle?
Well, to be honest, I was just kind of like, well enough, like I was never connected to like my the clubs here in Sweden for some reason. Like I tried to watch the games, never connected to them.
Yeah.
And my Isak actually comes from my dad's club. So there was a bit of history there, but I just never found something, to be honest. And
So
then my friend, of course, recommended Man United.
Well, that I was just going to ask you. Probably, I mean,
you know, I tried watching Man United. I really did, and I just thought to myself,
no, you don't want to do that, Adam. That's
I was bored. I think I accidentally fall asleep sometime when I try to watch it. But either way,
wow.
Then
Okay.
came
I like that. I like that.
the beginning of last season.
Well, did you know I have ties to your very great country, Adam? My auntie is Swedish. But Adam doesn't sound like a very Swedish name.
Oh,
or have you just changed it for this show? Or is it very popular over there?
Yeah, it's quite popular. Sounds a bit different in Swedish, but not that big of a difference.
How do you say it in Swedish? Because Alex would want to know because he's posh like that.
Adam.
Adam.
Yes.
Oh, I prefer that actually. That's
Adam.
nice.
Adam. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, you've got Sam's approval, so that's all you need. What's your prediction for the Newcastle game, Adam?
Oh, I don't do predictions.
Oh no! You've got to. You've got to.
I tried predictions last season. I looked at the schedule, checked our games, and we lost everything. They were Everton, Bournemouth, I think something else in between, and we lost every single one of them.
Well, join the club, Adam. Have you watched our predictions? They're never right. You know, normally everybody.
But
you've got to give a prediction, Adam. You have to. That's the rules. Just say something.
2-1.
Good lad. That's what we want to hear. Right, Adam, thank you for coming on. And make sure you get yourself back on, mate.
See you.
All right, cheers, mate. So that was that. Did you guys just see what I saw backstage, or am
Yeah.
I seeing things?
No, you we all saw it.
Belly, you've got your camera still on, and you've just got out the bath and back in it again.
You're never going to drink all out with that.
It's fine. I've removed him just in case. He's gone.
I'm too delicate for that.
I've removed him just in case your finger slips on the button pull, and then we banned forever.
I can't believe what I've just witnessed. What about me? What about me?
Oh, you're too old school for that, Sam. You've seen everything in life. Lawrence, good evening.
Hey, everyone.
We've only got time for a prediction tonight, matey. So what do you think for tomorrow?
2-1 to Man City.
Oh, everybody else has predicted a win, Lawrence.
We didn't.
Apart from
we all predicted a loss, mate.
Yes. I know, but 2-1 loss. What makes you think we're going to lose tomorrow? Billy, shut up.
Quality difference. But then, I mean, I suppose Rodri and De Bruyne being out has given us more of a chance. I mean, it would just be Newcastle pull a finger out and get a result in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, get yourself back on next week, Lawrence. We'll get you on for a bit longer, buddy. Good night, mate.
Cheers, Lawrence.
So there you go. That was the fan forum to tonight. And oh my God,
yeah,
I
We're going to need weekend therapy now for the Man City game.
I don't know. Ian's put in the comments that he wasn't planning for a video session. Get away. And I never guessed that. Billy, do you have a story for us to finish this wonderful show tonight?
I do have one if you want one.
Fantastic.
I don't think I'm ready for it.
Oh, well, let's do this. The final part of the show tonight, while I go and have a swift drink and a rather large cigarette, it's Billy's stories.
It's that time in the TTR show to sit back and relax and let the laughter flow. Billy's here to regale us with another tale.
Once again, thank you to our very own Lady Sam for that brilliant bit of acting there.
I always forget that's what it is. I'm expecting like Billy in a book, like on a chair. And it
steady on, Alex. Steady on. Anyway, Leonardus's comment is brilliant. That's why we love the Toon review: humor, knowledge, and penis. Yeah, well, you guys didn't see what we saw, to be honest. I will never look at an elephant the same way again.
You got the PG version, we didn't. So
yes, absolutely.
Not quite as impressive.
Strumming along on it, was he?
You what, Billy?
He's strumming it, was he?
Oh God! Oh God! I'm actually
don't check your inbox tomorrow morning, Paul.
No, I'm sweating. I am sweating. Right, I am sweating with anticipation. Anyway, Billy, regale us with a story to end the show.
Well, this is about my uncle back in the 70s. Liked to point most nights of the week he was out, and my auntie was getting cheesed off with this. And when push came to shove, she read the right out to him, and she said to him, "If you come home here drunk again, I'm leaving you," and that's that. But he went out that night, had a skinful, and then threw up all down his shirt. His mates with him, and he says, "Oh, I'm in trouble here." He says, "The wife's going to leave me." He says, "Well, just tell the wife that someone was drunk and drew up down you. He said, put £20 in your pocket and say that this is £20. The man was apologetic and offered me that for the dry cleaning. So he does that and he goes home. And he says to his wife, she goes, She said, no. Someone else drew up on me and this £20 is for the dry cleaning. She said, why have you got two £20? He said, well, the other one's from the man who shat in your pants. Oh dear.
Sam, you actually laugh like a mouse. Like you squeak when you laugh.
Oh dear.
Oh, it's because I'm adorable and fun size.
Ian, I really hope that's not true.
I mean, I don't know what they'll make of watching this show tonight, but there you go.
Yeah, there goes the award.
No, give over. Hey, if you
If
can't
you're
have a
watching
laugh,
this isn't a football show. This is our Friday show. It doesn't count. It's not fair.
yeah, the Friday shows are very, very different. It's a sort of it's to end the week and begin the weekend with a good laugh. And listen, on a serious note, we really hope you've had a good laugh on tonight's show. We've certainly enjoyed it. It's been a cracking show. As I say, on a serious note, all the very best to Darren Eales. We wish him the very best in his fight with the cancer. And hopefully he's back fighting fit really soon. We're all behind you, and thoughts and prayers are with you and the family. But thank you very much for watching tonight. You've had a bit of an extended TTR Friday. I shouldn't really talk about extensions after what we've just seen backstage, but there you go.
God, just when you think you're safe.
Well,
it's like the water. Christ.
I'm not going to sleep very well tonight. But there you go. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, as usual, for your super chats and memberships, etc. Mods, thank you very much. You may have had a bigger problem had I actually pressed the button to come on stage again, as I was just about to do so before I realized what I was looking at. But we avoided any disaster on the show tonight. I mean, we are scarred for life, the four of us. Trust me. But thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you to Billy, Alex, and, of course, Lady Sam. Thank you to everybody that came on the forum. We'll do it all again next Friday, of course. But we hope that tomorrow is the day that we turn around our form and we actually take 3 points off Man City, which would be absolutely fantastic. Billy is live with you from midday with team news and build-up. And then, of course, live commentary from 12:30. You'll have my reaction video at some point after the game as well. So make sure you got your notifications on for when I upload that. We will all be back on Sunday night with, of course, the review and our player ratings. God help us. But let's pray for Newcastle United. Enjoy the rest of your evening, folks. Thank you for watching, and it's good night from us.
Away the lads and lasses.
Come back and check out some green.